In this episode, we're going to talk about ways to make eerie, strange, and jarring sounds by using analog synthesizers, as well as some traditional instruments that may or may not be in your studio. The hope is to inspire you so you won't just go for the prepared piano plugin and or the toy sound piano, and you would create your own unique sounds. Some of the tricks that I'm going to show you I developed through necessity. I didn't have a lot of gear, so I had to just use what I had, and I developed some kind of interesting sounds and textures from that approach. We may not have all these instruments, but the methodology still stays the same. So let's jump on in and get to work. One of the first tricks you can do with a synthesizer to make some kind of eerie, jarring sounds is by tuning the oscillators to different semitones. So right now I have 3 voices. One's a little below and one's above. So that's a really fun way to kind of build some tension. Another thing that I like to do is to just use the noise source. So I can use, say, the white. I'm using the pink source right now. And I can tune the filter. So that way I'd have another noise source and I can put a note against it with that. So you can get some really kind of eerie kind of sounds with that. Change the ranges. The next thing I want to show is a kind of like a prepared piano in a way, but it's much smaller, and it's just a little auto harp. Now I like the auto harp because it's just a big resonator box that you can do all sorts of really cool stuff with. This one's broken actually, so it makes sound just by doing that, and I can control all sorts of sounds with this thing, and then I can run it through effects and the post side to do some really cool stuff. But just out of the box, just like grabbing it, you can make some really unique sounds. I like to just kind of hit it, and then I like to move it around the room near a microphone to get some different kind of tremolo effect. You can also do like prepared piano type of things where you can put a piece of paper under it and you can pluck near it. Things like that. You can play with the paper, obviously. You can strike it. It's very similar like a prepared piano, like I said. You can use a slide. I like to use my thumb. It makes some really fun sounds that are more engaging than just pressing a note from a sample. The next thing is like a bass guitar or an electric guitar. You can play behind the nut. You can play with your fingernail against the string. Sounds like a transformer in a way. You can do artificial harmonic sounds. I like to hit my instrument, like hit my bass, and get some kind of rumbles that way. The last thing I'm going to show is an Ebow with a slide on a lap steel, just to give you a taste. So traditionally you would play with your finger. right, like so. But when you're using Ebow, it makes the noise continuous. Here's what it sounds like with effects on it. Gets really crazy, right? Like I said at the beginning, at the end of the day, it comes down to using what resources you have to your advantage. So I want to show how some of these different techniques can be used in context. I wrote music for a documentary dance feature film that's going to be released next year, and one of the pieces has all of these elements in it. So I want to show that to you now. I hope you guys enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Next week, we're gonna take a look at another short film that I scored. We're gonna talk about the approach behind it, the instrumentation, orchestration, as well as some production techniques that I learned from it. There's a link above to previous videos that I've done in case you've missed any. But until then, please subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you all next week.